sure sign that he was anything but asleep. Then he opened them and shot me an order.
Get Saul and Fred and Ori at 8 in the morning in my room.
Then he shut his eyes again. He said, bring in the 3 best officers plus his North Pole to the tune of a couple of $100 a day plus expenses, but Wolf doesn't waste dough like that on him. I never did get to find out why, because at 7:30 the next morning, Leach, the T-man, turned up with a federal court order. He wanted the package. I gave it to him. He gave me a receipt, and Kramer arrived with a state court order to pick it up as evidence in a murder case. All I could do was show him the receipt from Leach and suggest they split it half and half. Kramer became undignified.
Damn you, Goodwin. Did you know that money was counterfeit?
I told him point blank no, and felt better. It's always a relief to get a lie off your chest, but 10 minutes after he left, I got a phone call, an invitation I couldn't refuse to have coffee with the district attorney before he got cold.
Goodwin, this is serious. Maybe the most serious trouble you've ever been in.
It's up against stiff competition, sir.
And I think you'll find it in your interest to overcome your tendency to crack wise.
Yes, sir, we shall overcome.
You disposed of evidence in a murder case.
I have.
You deliberately arranged for Mr. Leach to beat Inspector Kramer to that package.
I did. But Leach asked for it first.
And I don't suppose you have any idea why the Secret Service was interested in that package.
He kept me there for 8 hours. Didn't learn a thing. What I learned was that they hadn't got anything out of that Janice either. They let her out on bail as a material witness. I figured Parker, the lawyer, would have taken her back to Wolf's. So that was where I hightailed it. I also had dinner in mind. What I didn't have in mind was another surprise party.
I think you know everybody out here. Inspector Kramer, Mr. Leach from Treasury, Miss Annis, and boarders Mr. Dell, Mr. Hanna, Mr. Ferris, and Miss Kirk, and of course Sergeant Stebbins at the door.
Happy Thanksgiving or whatever. I hope I didn't interrupt.
You all ready? Okay, Wolf, we didn't come here just to hear you speak.
Oh, yes, you did.
Well, if you've got something, let's have it.
You know well enough I have something, Mr. Kramer, or you wouldn't have come.
You told me on the phone that you had a stroke of luck.
I did have, but I invited it. I knew where to send the invitations to 3 different addresses by special messengers. An East tenement, a shop on First Avenue, and a building on Bowie Street which houses a theater.
I know what you're talking about.
The other those places sound familiar, Miss Gray?
Yes, they do.
The tenement, Mr. Dale, is where you, well, shall I use your words, babysit? And the shop, Harry's Zoo, if I remember correctly, Mr. Ferris, you work between engagements.
The work is very artistic.
I did not say otherwise. And the theater in the building on Bowie Street, Mr. Hanna, your stamping ground, I believe.
You know I played there. I told you.
Okay. So where did you have this stroke of luck?
In a sense, at all 3 addresses. But my expectation was centered on one of them. When my expectation was realized, I was faced with the question whether to notify you, Inspector, or to notify Mr. Leach. And, preferring not to choose, I asked both of you to come along with the others. Miss Anne, my client, here.
Damn right I knew.
Had a right to be present, and as for you, Mr. Hanna, since you're both a counterfeiter and a murderer...
That's a lie!
Hold it, Hannah. Hey, you let go of me.
Are you arresting him, Mr. Leach?
No, Mr. Kramer. Are you?
He's arresting me. Let go! Sit down, Hannah. You're under arrest as a material witness in the murder of Mayor Baxter. Watch that door, Sergeant.
That's prudent, Inspector, since I have no conclusive evidence. Only, talking to these people last night, I had faint intimations. Miss Kirk.
What about
You go to Bally's and you'll receive a monthly remittance from your father, all of which can be checked. Mr. Dell?
Have I done something right?
Yes, you paid no rent for 3 years. Mr. Ferris?
I need to get around to you.
Impossibility. But your statement that 2 of the agencies you visited yesterday morning might corroborate your whereabouts makes it improbable that you followed Miss Annis here at the same time.
So what?
So, Inspector, my attention centered on Mr. Hanna. He'd lived there only 4 months. He paid for his room every week. He almost certainly lied when he said Miss Baxter had told him a man twice followed her to the door. Miss Baxter was an agent of the Secret Service of the Treasury Department.
Oh, such